Welcome back to another ALV podcast.
What up, what up, what up?
What's going on?
We back, bitches.
I'm grabbing it like a dick. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
This is
We're
episode
diverse.
34, I think.
Yeah, buddy. It's been a minute.
Follow us on Instagram on podcast ALV.
And to listen to the podcast on any of the major platforms, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
Yep. Or go to alvpodcast.com and you can listen to them there, and it gives you all the links to everything you need, including YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, subscribe and like.
Subscribe. Yes,
and
sir.
here we go.
Here we go. It's been a minute, man. It feels good to be back.
Yeah, it's nice outside too.
It feels real nice.
Weather's nice.
It's definitely podcast
the mood
season.
is changing. Yeah,
Thanks.
podcast season. Man.
Podcast season.
It's true. What were you about to say?
Oh, about what? About Joe Biden?
No,
Yeah.
what was it you
The
were
best president we've
about
ever
to say?
had?
You're like, get right into it.
No, you were talking about the feds wanting to check into the fucking people's bank
bro,
account.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I actually just canceled my Venmo because they sent me an email. So I have 30 days. I think everybody gets that email.
Uh-huh.
So you have 30 days to do KYC. It's like an extra verification of your account. So you have to provide
Including vaccine.
social and things like that. Yeah.
What the fuck?
So
I need to cancel my shit.
That's because the government is on their ass about seeing all transactions. So any transaction, it hasn't passed yet, but it's in
It's there in the
it's,
government.
it just needs to
Some
get
process.
approved.
None of us
cooking.
know.
Yeah, it's cooking,
up.
bro. Somebody's
It's
cooking
simmering.
it up. So any transactions over $600,
Uh-huh.
it gets automatically sent to the IRS.
No
Yeah.
way. And Venmo has to
Venmo has
to send them
vended
the-
me.
But that's also.
And in crypto, Coinbase has vended me.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
So
gotta
I
pull
would
my
not
shit
trade
out.
on Coinbase.
Is that-
Abort
Gemini is still
Coinbase.
good.
Abort
including like
Coinbase.
Bank of America, Wells Fargo, things like that too?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Banks, Venmo, Cash App has not been the need, so keep using Cash App.
Yeah.
You can
Robinhood.
buy crypto on Cash
Yeah.
App. You can
Yep.
trade on Cash App. Sell.
And Robinhood's about to open up.
And
the
Robinhood's
wallet.
gonna get some wallets, so that's pretty bullish.
Did you read
as well.
that?
Yeah. I'm like, you
I'm
don't
like
you don't think
1,050,000.
Robinhood's gonna bend the knee?
Oh, Robinhood's.
I mean, they're gonna bend the knee.
They're gonna get
bro.
it deeper than anybody else.
I'm surprised Robinhood wasn't the first one.
He's saying right here, me.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
After the
So
shit
it's
they
gonna become
pulled.
brutal, man. So this
That's
government's
scary.
insane. Dude.
That's really
Yeah,
scary. When
it sucks.
I thought it was a joke.
No,
And then
man.
when I looked it up, I forgot one of you guys said it, and I looked it up and I started reading. I was like, oh shit. You know?
Especially for like entrepreneurs and
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's-
saying.
Or just in general.
I mean,
Like-
you even mentioned it a long time ago. Junior mentioned it a long time ago about this government doesn't want you to be an entrepreneur. They want you dependent.
Exactly.
On the
They
government.
want you on a W-2, bro. They
Yep.
want you because they sleep with the corporate, bro.
Exactly.
And say what you want about Trump, but he actually protected the small business. And
Yeah,
things like that.
100%. I
I got a buddy.
agree with
You
that.
guys know him. He has his own trucking business. He's like, this has been the worst year and a half, 2 years with Biden.
Yeah, 'cause I mean-
before he was able to get a bunch of tax exempts and
Yeah.
things like that. And now, I
Yeah.
mean, bro,
Well, it's control, right?
This government wants you to depend on
I
them,
just
and the
think-
government depends
Exactly.
on corporate America. And corporate America don't give a fuck about us, bro.
Exactly.
It's about
They
the
want
money.
us to be little slaves.
Yep, exactly. Because it's like, you think about it, the business owners, and the USA is based on, entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's what the land is built on, is fucking
Right.
entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? Capitalism, that's what we run off of.
Yeah.
Like, when you start trying to control that shit, like, it's not good. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
only wonder, like, all these big tech companies basically monopolizing a bunch of shit now too, that it's like, why are they trying to monitor, the little people? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, they're probably going to monitor the big dogs, but it's like, okay, but we're never going to hear about that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you see it on social media, like slowly people talking about becoming like communists and
yeah, dude,
socialists,
it's fucking weird,
it's
bro.
the weirdest thing in the world. Like, I would love for those people
To go to
North
a
Korea,
communist
go to
fucking
Cuba.
country.
Okay, go try it
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
Tell me what you think about
Yes.
Oh no,
bro.
we're different. It's gonna be different here. No, it's fucking not.
not.
Bro. No, it's not.
It's not.
Go to China. Be a little different from what the government wants you to be. See what happens to you. It's like people. It's just crazy, man. It's a crazy world we live in right now. Dude.
It is. It
If
is some
somebody
fucking
is okay
crazy
with
times.
that, if somebody is okay with the government coming in, and if you know,
It's not the fact that it's okay. It's how they present it
Yeah.
to you. You know what I mean? It's how the government presents to you socialistic ideas or communistic ideas that, you know, people just subconsciously start taking in, that, you know, eventually starts to change their perspective on different things. You know, so like, you know, all these checks that they gave out, right? The stimulus checks.
We'll give you. We
And
can give
like
it to you
people
again if you
were
want
like,
to.
fuck yeah, like give me that shit. And the boost on unemployment, all that shit. And now what? They cut all that shit out, and people are like,
freaking out, like, what am
fuck
I gonna
yeah,
do?
exactly. People are like running around with
I
their
was
heads like
assuming
chickens
another
with
one
their
was gonna
head cut
come,
off.
and I bought this when I
Right,
was supposed to.
right,
It's like when
they keep you ignorant to how money works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you start to understand how money really works
fact
and
that it's
how
fake.
the elite make it work for them, like you start to change the whole perspective of how you view money. You know what I mean? It's like, and to a lot of the average people who work 9 to 5s, who, you know, who don't really
Or
have the
paycheck to
time,
paycheck.
exactly, paycheck to paycheck, whatever.
Imagine like,
It's
you're leaving your family to live paycheck to paycheck.
to paycheck.
Like not take care of your family and barely make
And
it. Like, what the hell?
and kind of like that kind of correlates with the podcast with the Korean chick with Joe Rogan.
Right.
When she said that the government basically starves everyone, so nobody can, you know, revolt
Right.
or rebel
Yeah,
against
yeah.
the government.
become
It's like
weak.
you kind of think about it, and it's like, well, shit. You know what I mean? It's not that different. You know,
Yeah.
when you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you don't focus on like, oh, how does money work, or how do I invest my money? No,
Yeah.
you're focusing on surviving for the next fucking week. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, and that's the mass of people that live in the States. You know what I mean? It's the majority of people, you know, that are living that way. And it's like,
but what's to stop them from making that number lower?
What do
It's
you
like
mean?
600 right now. What if like 2 years from now, like, you know what? We're gonna do it for 400.
what's 600?
What we're talking about, where like the whole thing about the IRS stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, okay.
right.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah,
it's-
The
it's
transactions.
600 Yeah, the
and
transaction,
going
right?
back to Joe Rogan, like those people, imagine that $10 and the government knows people
Yeah.
ratting on each other.
Right.
Hey, this
But-
guy's doing this.
But that's what I'm saying. What would stop it from that number going lower? It's
You
600
can't, because
now.
the government's setting that number.
Well, I know that, but what if like 2 years from now the government's like, hey, we're doing it again, but it's gonna be $400, and then they come back 2 years later like, oh, you know what we're gonna do again? It's gonna be $100.
You're fucking
so
trapped.
So if you make
it's a-
$100, if you
it's-
put
it's a
$100
trap.
like they're saying, you know, that's gonna get to that $10 you're talking about, and then people
But
like,
see,
oh
that
shit.
that's the fucked up part, because now you think about how they're talking, oh, we're gonna tax the rich and all this other shit, right? Okay, you're taxing the rich, but you're monitoring the poor. So how does that, like,
Well,
how the fuck does that work?
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't
Like
even make
AOC
sense.
with that dress,
The
tax the rich, and she's in the middle of all these
like the Met Gala, wasn't it?
multi-millionaires, billionaires,
Yeah.
and paying $30K to be there
For a
$20,000
fucking-
dress.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Didn't
come
they
on,
catch her?
it's a
Didn't
show.
they catch her
It's
without
a
her
fucking
mask on?
show, and we're all being monkeys.
yeah, literally. I don't know.
It's disgusting, man.
Yeah, the way shit's going, it's kind of concerning. Not gonna lie, but
But you
You
can't
know.
really.
It's scary.
I mean, what do you do?
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean,
I mean, the thing is for me, they cut the heads off of potential leaders, right? So you
I feel like it's been like that for a while.
Yeah, well, you
because
think about
if
it.
you think about it, we don't have any more Martin Luther Kings. We don't have
Dude,
any
how
more
you just
Malcolm
gonna-
Malcolm
how you just gonna
X's.
take what I'm about to say.
Oh shit! I read your mind.
That's so true.
But you know
I
what I'm
never
talking
thought
about.
that.
In
That's very true.
our era, there's no Martin Luther Kings.
No.
There's no Malcolm X's.
We got
There's
little Nas X's.
you know,
It's funny.
there's
all through
no
elementary,
no
all through, I was
fucking
talking to you,
leaders.
all through elementary, every time I had to make a paper on somebody, bro, it was Malcolm X.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you need a little violence.
You
You can't just be
exactly.
peaceful.
You need that little
Sometimes you need
sprinkle.
Yeah.
to
That
fuck
sprinkle
somebody
of
up.
violence.
You know, they always talk about that with, like throughout history, like with slavery and reparations and different things that you see African Americans going through, right? They were saying how, what else can we do?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why sometimes like.
Yeah,
see,
but
I feel like
they get put in an unfortunate situation and
not only that, not only that, but I feel like it's getting to a point where they want to push that narrative, and it's like, but why? Why can't you grow from that?
Right.
From instead of being dependent on the government. That's my thing. It's like, people are starting to become way too dependent of the government, and it's scary.
That's what the government doesn't.
It's scary.
The government wants you to be dependent.
It's scary.
Because they lose really power scary. When you're not dependent.
Here you got to also look at the big picture about control, right? If you're able to control someone, you can manipulate, do whatever you want, right? But then you look at the scenarios that are there. When we had the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, right? Mm-hmm. When we had the Muammar Gaddafis out in Africa, you have all different ones, and that were murdered, right? Yeah. They were assassinated.
Yeah, literally.
And then you have papers 50 years later talking about the CIA having, been a part of the FBI. People like Malcolm X took a sabbatical to Mecca, and then he went to Africa, he went to Egypt. The CIA followed him the whole way, and he knew it. It's always like internal of people who do it, but then what you see now, they know that is a threat, because if you're able to have somebody 100%. To be able to speak up
and have that massive following too,
and then if you imagine how social media is now,
and I always got a B. I never got an A on my papers, bro. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. That pisses me off.
Just watch a Spike Lee movie. You'll be good.
I don't think the teachers like the Malcolm X fucking
references.
We forget where we live, so but it turns out where when you have that, it only takes one person to stand up and to make a difference the right way, and people start following, or people start leading. There's people that I know and people that you see online that are in the right direction, but sometimes they need they need to understand what's the best way to get into that group, into people's minds. So now
now you go into the realm of censorship, right? And this whole cancel fucking culture that we got going on now, right?
On facts.
You say one little fucking thing,
and
that's
automatically you're on the opposite
and
side.
You're canceled.
You have to watch.
You're fucking canceled. Exactly.
Come on.
There's tons of people you can watch. There's tons of people you can watch on Instagram, right? Who are legit journalists, right? And their whole objective is to show you, hey, look, this was on CNN, or this was here, this was on Bloomberg, showing you facts that were there, and then all of a sudden it gets dropped or censored, right? Yeah. That's the reason why a lot of people start going to Patreon, right? Because it's a website that you can basically, you pay $10, or sometimes people do $2 because they just want you to get the information, and you can't censor it, right? Because you're building it throughout, yourself. So you can do live chats,
that's fucked up, because now you're having to go through all this trouble just to get sincere or non-compliant information. You know what I mean? So it's you're having to go through these loopholes where it could have been you could just say what you want. It's a fucking free country, freedom of speech. Yeah. Say what you want. If you get butthurt, okay, you got butthurt, go about your way, fucking go sleep it off somewhere, you know what I mean? Tomorrow's a new day. But now it's people take everything so to heart, and it's man, it's so frustrating.
It's really social media,
it's frustrating. It's frustrating because, now you have to think. I mean, obviously you have to think before you speak, but it's the sense of, you having to walk on eggshells now with everything you say, everything you do.
Imagine if
that's just added stress to everything else that's going on.
And somebody pickpockets what you said.
Yeah.
Honestly, are you the same person at 17, at
that
20,
to Kevin Hart.
at 25?
Exactly.
That happened to Kevin Hart with him going to the Oscars. There's people out there that their sole purpose is to research. It's kind of dumbfounding if literally all you do all day is research somebody's tweets that they might have done 15 years ago. You gotta scroll a lot.
And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and they do that, but then they do that, and you gotta, but that's the thing about control, right? You do that on purpose. If we can go back and start looking like the news.
Yeah, exactly. Fitting people's narratives.
Yeah. Come on,
if you start going backwards and start looking at
shame.
But that's what it is.
Literally.
That show's scary as fuck. That show is on
so you can tell. I mean, it's always happening, bro. It's a fucking loophole we're in.
What's it called? Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
That shit's scary because
that was from.
No, that's from
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's true too. I'm not the one butt naked.
But I mean, she was a bitch and everything. But the new government that had, I mean, it was the same bullshit, just a different control.
Yeah, it's just like the level of censorship now is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I just think, like, you know, you have to be mindful of, you know, people preferences.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's totally understandable. But at the same time, you know, you should be able to say what the fuck you want to say. And, you know, if people like it, good. If people don't like it, whatever.
But it doesn't mean that you're gonna go. But it doesn't mean you're gonna go to a grocery store and throw eggs at somebody that thinks something different from you.
Exactly.
You're gonna show respect.
Exactly. It's all about respect.
But there's always a side that doesn't respect.
Exactly. They take it too fucking far.
It's also new. The new cancel
culture.
Yeah. So things are starting to grow. Like, there is a podcast that I listen to a lot, and the guy always says that you cannot judge or measure somebody the ignorance of the past with the wisdom of the future.
Oh, that's perfect.
You know, you're not the person you were then. And then, you know, like when I was little, we made jokes about gays and about this, about that, and it was normal. You didn't feel guilty.
Right.
Today we know better.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
you know better. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know.
I still crack jokes, but it's out of like just. I mean, if you guys had, you know, different people on the podcast and stuff, like we'll see it. Like it's not.
I think now it's.
Freddie was sucking the microphone.
Freddie was over here caressing the microphone.
He's like, hey, everybody.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, you know, cancel culture and everything. It's just, it seems like it's tied in with each other. You know what I mean?
Hands down.
And it's like,
it all interweaves
and honestly, it's causing so much stress on everybody subconsciously. That now you walk around and people are walking around like fucking zombies. You know what I mean? People walking around with masks still on, and which is cool. You know what I mean? It's your preference. You want to wear a mask. You don't want to wear a mask. You want to get vaccinated or not.
Research,
whatever. You know,
it's not even about research, bro.
It's not about research.
Whatever.
It's freedom.
Whatever,
freedom
bro.
part.
I can never go up to somebody and say, "Hey, put on your mask." It's not in
me.
You
don't want to wear
I'll have a mask on when I need to have
exactly.
it. If I don't need to have it, if I'm walking on the street, I'm not gonna wear a hot ass mask.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not.
Try to do that in Mexico. You know, places like that.
Hell no, I'm trying to eat my carnitas and shit. Like, I'm not gonna have a fucking mask drink on my chin,
and that's what I'm saying too, though.
The taste of tacos, like on the.
Actually, a mask would. I want that little taste for a while.
So when we walk, he breathes. It comes right back. He's like, oh
yeah.
Yes.
Oh God.
That's fucking disgusting.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
it's good at the moment.
You know, it's. There's so much stress on each individual, even on kids right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's schooling. Like, you know, they're having it. Everything has changed. You know, as far as them having to go to school, wear a mask. They have the fucking glass things on
around
the desk
them, like
now.
in a cubicle almost,
like in some schools they do it. It's just, you know,
but it's almost like psychological
so weird.
warfare, though, right? It's subconscious training. Because like what we were talking about before, right? If you have people like the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, who are leaders, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if you look at what society is doing now, if you look at our children, right, or just look at the next generation, right? You have the TikToks, you have these things for distraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have an overload of sensory of influencers. Mm-hmm. But what's the definition of an influencer?
Right.
What's the definition of it? There's only two left. Sorry, there's only two.
You guys drank the two.
Yeah. No, I got mine. I'm sipping
back,
on
bitches.
it. We should have bought two.
No, it's cool.
Shout out to Reformation juice. What's the definition of an influence, right? Influencer is to influence something upon you, right? So you never are able to come up with your own true idea or your own thoughts, because if you're on, social media, scrolling. And now the fact that there's algorithms built in where if you start talking about, cat stuff, and next thing you know, like cat stuff comes up on your damn phone, right? Are you are you the one making your own decisions?
See, I think that's where we fucked up in the tech world, is creating these algorithms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now everything is biased. You know, everything is like, you know, if you were a Trump supporter, all you saw on your feed was fucking Trump shit. You know what I mean? You were a Biden supporter, all you saw was Biden shit. I don't want to see. You know what I mean?
Bro. I want to see everything.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you're not allowed now to create your own opinion, to create your own perspective, because all of the shit that you're seeing is biased, because it's everything that you like or that you know, you can relate to, and you can never see the opposite side. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which I think is extremely dangerous and extremely, like, I don't know, because you can't really formulate an opinion based off of things that you like. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or things that don't bother you, or things that, you know, appeal to you. If you can't see, like, those sides of the spectrum, how can you actually make a, you know, an educated decision on what you want to do?
An original decision.
An original decision, exactly.
Where you have your own.
And I feel like that's the reason why we don't have the Malcolm X's, we don't have the Martin Luther Kings anymore, because it's so censored, it's so blocked off.
There are large communities, especially like in New York and LA, that focus on conscious-minded thinking and trying to teach law. You know, trying to teach people like those things that they need to know, so when you're out there, you can protect yourself. Yeah. If a cop pulls you over, these are the things you learn, right? Talk to your sergeant. You know, like there's multiple highways to go through, right? Yeah. But it's like you got to learn how to take that and expand it. Right. So everyone, whatever race you are, whatever, you know, because the thing is, it doesn't matter who you are. It's important to know that. Yeah. Right. So it's like, how can you take what is already going on, but put it into like that social media platforms?
That's the thing. You can't do it.
But let it kind of blow like a seed.
Because then you're gonna get fucking flagged for like.
I say make your own app.
Some shit.
Somebody out there needs to make your own app that's more positive conscious. Right? Why can't somebody
needs to knock out Facebook?
Because think about it.
It's tough getting TikTok
to move. Instagram is first, right? Of scrolling, because they figured that out, and we learned that in that Netflix show, right? TikTok did the exact same thing, but it cut off seconds, right, to make it faster.
Yeah, right. It automatically plays videos as you're scrolling.
Yeah. So if somebody's able to make an app that's similar to those, that's scrolling, but it's nothing but positivity.
They can, because they'll get bought out by fucking Instagram or by Facebook, because Facebook owns Instagram.
Well, yeah, but like it would have to be.
I think they own TikTok too.
MySpace was the only one.
MySpace was the shit.
Platform that allowed you to do your own thing.
That's true.
Music.
That is true. You coded your own shit.
Tom was my dude.
You coded your own shit.
The problem is gonna be.
Is that what?
See, we don't have. All the heroes have died.
Yeah.
And people that can inspire the new generations, they have no desire, because the new generations, they have no desire. There is no desire. There is no drive.
Exactly.
Right? So that's where we're fucked, because
that's what's scary. That's what's fucking scary.
If I got something to say, there is no ears for it.
Exactly.
You know, and we're also fucked because nobody wants the good app. Nobody wants the app.
They don't want to put the work in.
Nobody wants the app that shows you the nice things.
Right.
Nobody wants the news outlet that
it tells you the truth.
News.
Right.
You know, everybody wants the bullshit and this and that, because they want to be distracted from
reality.
Which is the lack
Chaos.
of self knowledge.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
And then I think, you know, like if I play to a kid, if I say to a kid, hey, come listen to this. This changed my life. They're gonna be like, fuck it, I gotta go play Rev Roblox.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna play Call of Duty.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, relax on that one. I'm beast.
There's no drive, there's no desire.
There's no drive. So that's a good thing. A good point.
True, man. That's really true.
Like all the things that, you know, when you have desire, you don't need anything.
That's true.
You wanna be fit. All you need is 2 rocks. You wanna learn to play an instrument. You just need 2 strings, and you'll make music.
That's true.
But if there is no drive or desire, you can have a mansion with everything on it, and you're gonna sit on your ass and do nothing.
Be miserable.
Yeah, that's true. And because you look at social media now, right? So many people, they want to put in the work, but they want the dream to come true within like a month.
Yeah.
Right? And then
Yeah.
if they
Instant
then if
gratification.
Yes, exactly. And then
Everything is
once the month is gone, they're like, no, I'm done, and they
gratification.
quit.
Exactly.
Right? As opposed to putting in that work, putting in that time. But the funny thing is, everyone tells them that. The influencers or the people that are out there, like, the Puff Daddies or 50 Cent, whoever
Oh,
talks
chill.
about
50
that.
Cent, Puff Daddy. They're hustlers, bro.
That's what I'm saying. No, they're the ones that tell you, no, you need to put in that work. You need to put that time in every day to get to this.
Yeah, you need to grind.
And no one
What
does
I've
it.
seen is that. Sorry.
No, you
Just keep a generation. Like, my dad drank. I don't really drink. I drink 2 beers and I'm done.
Yep.
I don't want to be a fucking drunk because I've seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then maybe my kids are going to be fucking drunks, because they never seen. So usually that's what happens. And
That's true.
The thing is that right now I think family is very important.
Oh, yeah.
The role of parents is very important. To spend that time with your kid, like actually teaching them something of value.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad didn't teach me shit, but to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to teach my kids how to
Think.
be in control, how to control their mind. Because I don't know much, but I like to read. I like to I like to analyze. And one thing that changed my life was when I made a distinction between my brain and my mind. When I understood.
Wow, that's deep.
When I understood that my brain and my mind are 2 different things.
Yes, facts. Ayahuasca.
And I've seen this on YouTube. I mean, everybody knows.
Yeah.
If you're into it, you know what I'm talking about. What I saw it. If I cut your pinky, are you still Freddy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So your mind is Freddy, not your pinky.
Right.
So your brain is not Freddy. Your brain is
An organ.
Something, the vehicle to control your body and to control your emotions.
Right.
It's that gateway.
It's the engine.
So when you make a distinction, that helped me.
Holy shit.
Between mind and brain. So
Never thought about that.
So
yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
who do you talk to?
That's deep.
Like the thing, what you hear in your mind is that.
What I'm saying.
That's it.
no, it's good.
I get it.
I'm just spitting out what I think about all the time.
How did that make you? How did that make
that-
you feel when you kind of heard that for the first time? Like that oh shit kind of moment.
Response and react. The brain reacts, the mind responds. So I have 2 seconds to respond. I have 0 seconds to react. So your brain is always programmed to survive.
Yeah.
If you control what comes into your mind through your eyes, through your ears, through what you touch, to what you, then you control your brain and you control your thoughts. Because if I'm looking at porn all day, guess what I'm thinking about all day.
Porn.
If I'm looking at good deeds,
Right.
I'm thinking of good deeds. If I'm listening to music all the time, my mind is always hearing that tune.
Right.
So if you control your data that comes into your brain, and you're aware of the separation between brain and mind, like I said, that's what helped me.
That's awesome.
That's deep.
That is really
That's
good.
a good advice.
So
man.
when you feel hot, is your brain telling you, hey, temperature's going up, you need to take off something because we need to survive, and if we get too hot, we're gonna
die.
Yeah, we're gonna die. But your mind is when
Survival mode.
it tells your brain, no, wait, bitch.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
It's not that serious.
Give it a second.
Give it a second.
Stop being a
mind knows
bitch.
better, and your gut, and I think that somewhere I read that there is a brain in the gut.
Yes.
There's your brain, there's your heart, and your gut.
And I think I read that the first brain was the gut brain. Before we had a brain in the head. So before
That's
we had eyes,
interesting.
before we had everything, there was a gut brain that
That makes sense.
feeds you. That
Right.
It's
It's what
how-
creates the energy.
Without eyes, without brain, without
Right.
You still got to survive. Yeah.
that's what it does. But
No, I like that
So
because
that's
it's got to
interesting.
start from the center
That
and
sounds like
expand out,
sapient.
right?
That sounds like a
Yeah,
bunch of
that's
sapiens.
sapient.
so what I was trying to get is that the hopefully if it skips generations, like the generation that is fucked,
Like us,
the next
children.
we're the generation that's fucked.
It's a generation after us. That's
it's our kids that because of
before our kids.
We're in
Before our
between.
kids,
I've noticed.
No, it's our kids.
Right now, let me think.
I don't know.
Get them off
Oh,
TikTok.
for sure.
And
Yeah.
Cancel TikTok.
The 20 to 25-year-olds right now, what I've seen in the business, in the
Lazy as fuck.
Lazy as fuck.
They ain't worth shit.
The 16 to 19 or 18, like the new generation.
Yeah, they're hustling.
Right now, they're hustling.
Yeah.
And they want to learn, and
Very
they're like,
true.
yes, sir. And then, because it's a skip, because they see, like, say, Freddie or Junior, you guys are 10 years younger than me. I'm gonna learn from you in a good or a bad way, and if I'm smart, I wanna say, oh, well, Junior did that shit. He's in jail. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Right.
like,
So you're
5,
learning
10
from the
years,
mistakes, yeah.
And once we do that, the main thing is family. It's always been.
Yeah.
That's one reason why
No, I like what you said when you said that, now is the time for family. If you have kids, now is the time to invest in their knowledge because they're not getting it on social media.
No,
you know what I mean?
Or just be there. Or just be there for them.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily
just
be there like a statue. You gotta.
No, be a part of their lives. Do things.
No, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. To where now is the time to teach them things that they can't be taught through social media, through just media in general. You know what I mean?
More time with
and it's tough too, man.
It takes a previous step before you give somebody that responsibility. They gotta go and do the digging themselves.
Yes,
and understand. How can
That's
I teach my kids?
Right.
How can I teach my kids something when I don't know it?
Exactly.
It's like
or you do it together.
Why didn't my dad teach me about money, which he didn't?
Yeah.
I had to learn on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know.
Yeah.
100%.
So how can
And that's the thing too.
They
you can't
taught us
blame
hard
your
work,
parents.
but they didn't teach us how to manage the.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting
compensation
away. Which is a good thing that we're getting away from that, putting that responsibility of the trauma on our parents for raising us as in the Hispanic community at least, where it's like our generation was like our parents were like work, everything's hard work and blah blah blah. And then they wouldn't show exactly, but they wouldn't show any affection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel
Saying
like
I
a
love
lot
you
of
is a
us
big deal,
exactly.
man.
No. That's what I'm saying. It's like, showing affection, showing that love, that caring thing was not instilled in us in our generation,
Yeah.
So I feel like
And now
we do it to our kids because
Right.
you didn't get it. So
Anything
now
you
it's
didn't
like
get, you give.
Exactly, but now you understand why your parents didn't give you that affection because they didn't know how. You know what I mean? So it's not like, because a lot of times I feel like people feel resentment towards their parents because they're like, well, they didn't love me or they didn't show love to me in a way that now is like showing love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, but I see it as nobody taught them how to love their kids because their parents were hustling. They're trying to put food on the table, blah, blah, blah. And, it trickles down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There was no time
It's
for
skipped.
that.
Exactly. There was no time
It's a
for that.
hiccup in.
So now I feel like it's in us to be like, if we still have our parents around and shit like that, to be like, yo, I understand. You know what I mean? I don't have resentment or whatever.
Like a prime example, when I was young, I would do something good. And I would show my parents, they're like, you should have been doing that.
Yeah.
When my daughter showed me good grades and improvements, man,
Right.
and I want to stimulate that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
That's where the $40
incentivize
came
a
from.
bit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just
He's
a
broke.
little, to keep them motivated. Imagine, I would go to my
To be
parents,
proud.
and I'm not blaming or anything. It's just the way they are.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
true.
okay.
It's just the way I was raised. I don't have resentment on
Exactly.
I think we all went through that.
I did good. I was showing them. They were like, yeah.
Right.
whatever. But I don't want that. I want them to
Exactly.
just, feel damn, my
And like he was
parents are
saying,
proud
it
of me.
skips a generation.
Right.
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
going back
To
to that.
understand that and to actually be knowledgeable of that and then, translate that over to your kids, it's now it's super important because now it's, if anything, it's the most important time to teach your kids basic fucking knowledge of things.
And nowadays,
kids are sponges. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They absorb everything you tell them.
Yeah,
so if they're on their fucking phone, if they're on the tablet all day,
Right.
and I read something really interesting the other day that it was like teachers are complaining that kids have speech problems now because they're starting to notice it a lot more because they're on their iPad all day. Right. Watching cartoons, hearing the sound of voice, but not seeing the movement of the mouth.
Right.
So you know what I mean? So it's off. So a lot of teachers are complaining now that that's causing.
I can understand that because I'm usually inside my head. So I usually suck.
We got kids on the podcast now. Give them a mic.
Hey, Elisa. Hey, you got Elisa? No, you guys got to go inside.
So sometimes,
hey, keep it in there. And let them know sometimes.
Sometimes because everybody understands.
Yeah.
Sometimes because I'm inside my head.
Right.
Sometimes my mind is going like this.
Yeah.
And I want to say something and I can't fucking say it.
I'm the same way, bro. I'm the same way. Like my mind's 100 miles an hour, and it's like you try to say something, it's like fuck.
But it's true what Luis is saying.
Sometimes it's even tiresome.
Yes.
Like I'm thinking.
It's exhausting.
I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yes.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to articulate.
I'll get an email. My daughter's talking to him. Hold on. And she's talking to me. I'm looking through my email. I'm like, okay, let me chill.
Yeah,
let me
dude.
listen.
You
Back
have
to
to
what
catch
Luis is saying
yourself.
is communication with your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can love your kid and then you're like, here's an iPad, go away.
Yeah, go away. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to do that right now.
Nowadays it
But
is.
going
And they
back to what
want you
Lee
to do
says,
that
like
too,
you
though.
have to be in their life.
Yes.
So they don't have to have that.
Exactly.
You can have that
Take them out. Like,
communication.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I respect and I love the fact that when Liz and I were walking, he was out with his dog, his wife, and his 2 kids. They were all running. You know, and then they joined us. Some of that, that's that mentality. Like when we all go kayaking, you know, like you see what we do now. This is the reason why we do what we do.
Right.
You know, we're hanging out here. You know, guys are outside. It happens anyway. Right. All the wives are inside hanging out. The kids are acting crazy. You hear us yelling at them. You know, but they're all playing. They might be on their phones, but they're together.
Yeah.
And they're seeing that family
That's
dynamic,
important.
you know, and that gets them out of trouble, you know, that keeps that bond where when they're older, they're going to remember that.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to do that with their kids and find people that they can blend with
Exactly.
to do that. You know?
And it's like the
keep it.
saying, like, it takes a village to raise a kid.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So it's like, and I think now more than anything, it's like Luis was saying, family is such a main focus because if you have a family that can feed off of each other, it's huge. You know what I mean? Because you may know something I don't know. You know what I mean? He may know something I don't know, but he can teach me.
Right.
And I may know something he doesn't know, and same like with us. And it's like, you know, we bounce ideas off of each other, and, you know, we can, you know, teach our kids, like, hey, you know, like,
I learned this
we'll do
today.
this,
No,
we'll do that.
And, like, not to even get it on a personal level, but let's say your kids do something. I would get mad too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's offensive to her. If your kid does something, I'll get mad.
Right.
If she does something that she wasn't, like, if it's something big.
Throw milk at you?
No, I'm just saying, like, at school or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like, it hurt you too.
Exactly.
You know, like, if I see, like, if Malia
and I feel like
brings
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I feel like if you're feeling something that my kids do incorrectly, and you give me advice, I won't take offense to it.
Right.
Like, I'll be like, yeah, you're right, dude.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side too, they're seeing that they're like, oh damn, it's not only my dad, it's my mom, it's my uncle.
Right.
You know, it's my
circle,
cousins. Like, you're like, wow, okay, I got to step it up.
Right. Exactly.
You know, and everyone becomes on the same playing field. So everyone's growing together, everyone's succeeding together, right? Because what do we always say? Like, if you know, everyone's gonna eat, right?
Yeah.
You know, no matter what.
Exactly.
And that's the important thing, right? Is to build those relationships and build those bonds and those creativities, and you just, you know, love is a very powerful thing.
Right.
I always say that.
To me, what I try to focus on whenever I tell to my kids is reasoning. You can fuck with reasoning. If I show you that the pot is hot and I'm like, touch it.
Yeah.
And it's hot, what are you gonna say? So,
It's hot.
So, it's hot. And you're not gonna touch it.
Yeah.
So I always try to go that route, the reasoning route, where I say, okay, they say something, and I'll think about it, and I say, what about this? And they have no way to swing back because they're like, huh.
Right.
Okay, I see it. It. I'm reasoning about it. So I get it. And
like different approaches to
wait
different
until they're
things.
13 and you let me know how it goes.
no, well, I think. See, one of the things that I sound like I know it all. And
No,
bro.
This is good.
This is
Hey,
good.
man,
I
you're
like it a
older.
lot.
You're more knowledgeable than us. Bro.
Heck
You
yeah.
lived here
This
on
is
Earth
good
longer than
content.
us.
This is really good content.
One of the things
This is really
Dale,
good
güey.
content.
one of the things that helped me first of all is
You can even speak Spanish too.
Yeah, if
Si
you
te
want to,
sale
it's
mejor.
good.
no, it was fine.
Spanglish.
The first one is because I have twins. You have twins.
Yeah.
When they told me they were twins and they were gonna come early, the first thing I did was say, they're yours. I let go of them. I was ready for one of them to die. I was ready for both of them to die. I was like, they're not mine. So that gave me that perspective from now on. Like, they're not mine. They're mine to teach,
Right.
Yeah.
and then they're gonna.
But
go
they're their own
and live.
individuals. Yeah.
Ah,
Their own
interesting.
life.
Yeah.
So that helped me a lot. The first thing, and the second one is that I never try to force anything. I that's just my personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make you do something.
Right.
I'll try to say, hey, look, if we do it this way, the way I'm seeing it, if we do it this way, I think it might go better. What do you think? But I'm not gonna say, hey, no, you're doing it wrong. We're gonna do it my way. It just doesn't go with my personality. I feel like I'm imposing.
Yes.
I'm not
I like that.
person that imposes.
Right.
Yes.
And sometimes I take a step back because I don't. It just doesn't feel good
Right.
inside of me to be an imposer. Even as a.
And that's hard to do.
It is
That's
a hard
to do,
thing.
honestly. It
Especially
really
with
is
our
hard.
backgrounds. It's hard.
It's hard to do that.
The way you were raised.
Yeah, the way you're raised and stuff. Yeah, it's,
But I totally understand
but
that.
that is the way to go.
It
honestly.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
Giving them
patience,
the choice, but at the same time, teaching them the correct way to make that choice. You know what I mean?
And you can do everything you want, anything you want. I want you to enjoy life to the fullest
Yeah.
at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
Right.
gonna have a boyfriend. I'm cool with that at the right time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect.
You're gonna get married. I'm cool with that.
Perfectly
at the
said.
right time. You're
That's
gonna have
perfect.
kids. You can have 20 if you want at the right time.
That's
Right.
perfect.
I'm not against nothing.
Right.
I'm all for it at the right time.
At the
Right.
right time. That's perfect.
So
That's great advice.
let's change subject. What's the next revolution? When somebody will be willing to die for something.
That's a good question.
Ooh, that is a really good fucking
See, but
question.
that also goes into the idea of control. When you look at the idea of divide and conquer, right? Divide and conquer, you split it right down the middle. You have so many fractions of people and the way social media and the news goes, I don't think anyone would be willing to. They would rather do something that they know is probably wrong than to stand behind it to take a bullet type deal.
Man,
it's
that's
difficult because you saw what happened
a
at the
tough
Capitol,
one.
right? Right.
That's a tough
and the
one.
mentality. I thought automatically the first thing that came to my head: what if they were all black? What would have happened? That would have never happened.
That would have never happened.
Right? You
That
would have
never
had
happened.
like the fact that factually that cops let people in anywhere. It's fine. That cops let them in, and there's video recording that they let them in and let them do whatever they
Right.
want. The concept, the structural concept of what they were talking about is sound. The way they went about doing it is completely wrong because it makes it. Here's my thing.
It makes it
I always
look
look
so
at
weak,
I
bro.
look at everything, right? So like if a magician, we were talking about like if a magician is showing you this, but they're doing something on the other side, right?
Yeah.
If you look back, right? What they did, like you look at Nat Turner, right? For example, who's one of the only people who was a slave to revolt and win, right? It's a big deal in history. You have those type of people that did what they did, right? The like I said, it's sound, but you have society of the powers that be to purposely kind of do it because now they can flip it and say, oh, look what they're doing, it's wrong, it's bad, it's this and this, right? Because it's happened multiple times in history but in correct ways. You know, but like you said, the way the society is and things like that, I don't think anyone is willing to do that.
I think now in the age of technology, it's going to be really hard to have a revolution. Somebody...
I think
it's hard.
I think Bitcoin is a new revolution.
It really is.
100%.
You're taking away from
Yes.
central banks.
You know
Cryptocurrency,
bro,
yes.
I'm so glad you
Digital
brought
because
that
it's
up, man.
artificial intelligence, right?
No, it's not artificial
Well, that's
because
what
you gotta
that's
run
what the
nodes.
future would go.
You need miners. It's a lot
Okay.
of different types of work that makes it function.
There is a certain group of people at certain age that are into Bitcoin because they're younger and they understand it better.
Right.
And Bitcoin is, or cryptocurrency in general, but Bitcoin, it's a
Bitcoin papi.
disruptive
Yeah.
force. It's gonna disrupt, and I got some, and whenever I think about okay, what could go wrong, and then when good things start happening, I get excited, but I get scared.
Yes.
Because then the big dogs, they're gonna be like,
Yup.
oh, that motherfucker.
Exactly.
They're gonna take everything away.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna suppress it. They're
Yup.
gonna control, just like China. And then that generation that understands how changing it is in the way of life and everything, is life changing. You know, if you have, I don't know how to put it. It's just crypto is life changing.
It really
it
is.
is.
No,
It
it really
is.
is.
Because it's like, hey, all of us here, you know, we have a ledger. We can trust each other because he knows what Joel did with the money. I know what Joel did with
Right.
the money, and we cannot fuck with it. And
Yeah.
and so it's a trust thing,
Yeah.
and so it's very important. The people that understand that, when the big dogs come suppressing it, they're gonna be willing to die for it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I can see that.
Especially
I agree.
if you're making-
Because it's
thousands
now
of dollars,
it's an accountability thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because with cryptocurrency, you can see all the transactions. You know what I mean?
And
It's public.
somebody really
Exactly.
really close to us. I won't say no names, but somebody really close to us wanted to move. I'm gonna give you guys an example. They wanted to move exponential number out of their bank into
Crypto.
cryptocurrency,
Right.
and it literally took 2 weeks to do it, from the bank to the exchange. What are you doing? Why are you sending it? Who's telling you to do this?
What?
Oh yeah.
What is X exchange? Do you know it's fraud? It's just
No way.
it was the biggest.
And it's your own
pain,
money.
and it's your own money, and it's.
But it's not
and
though.
you can.
It's not your own money
It's
because
really not,
once it goes
because-
into the bank, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what people don't
That's why
understand.
you have to put it in.
That's
a-
that's how the
and
banks
there's-
make money. It's
and there-
like
yeah, exactly,
They
because
lend your money out.
And don't
Because
quote
they
me
don't
on
have
this.
it.
And don't quote me on this.
Exactly.
Every time you give the bank $1, they can make $5. out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't have, like, there was a video, I saw a YouTube video of a guy trying to take out $100,000. And it was Bank of Skank of America. That was like,
Skank.
we don't have it. What the fuck you mean you don't have my money? I can see my account says $100,000. I
Right.
want this out right now. And they didn't let him out.
Yeah.
What?
They did not. It was a battle.
Happens all the time.
And it happens-
Why do you think there's a limit? You can only take out like what, $500 a day in certain
And
banks.
you know what? A lot of people laugh at El Salvador.
Oh yeah,
that
with
are
the
making it
Bitcoin.
a legal currency. They're like,
Dude, they're gonna
there's
boom.
80. I think it's like, I don't know. It's like 80% of Salvadorians that don't have a bank,
Right.
but now they're their own bank.
That's crazy.
Like, they're gonna El Salvador is gonna get fucked in the ass because they're the first country that wants to get off, and they're not really getting off the dollar. Like, a dollar is still, they can still.
Yeah, you can do both.
But you still take a lot of power away from the
Yeah.
central banks, from whoever's issuing the U.S. Treasury. You're still taking power from them, taking power from the European Union. All them.
Yeah.
The only people that complain about Bitcoin
Our bankers.
is China, like fucking communist people, and banks.
Yep.
It's just you're taking power away
Yep.
from them. They won't have power to make decisions, to make laws.
Exactly.
Back to
They lose their
Bitcoin is-
leverage.
Bitcoin
They
is
lose-
peace, bro.
they lose
It's
their leverage,
honestly peace.
yeah.
Imagine,
It's
bro.
another world. I look at it that way.
They won't be able to fund wars. Bro.
Exactly.
You'll be able to see, okay, the U.S. government has 1,000 bitcoins in this address.
Right.
Where are they sending this bitcoin to?
Right.
Are they what are they funding? They don't want that.
Nope.
Dude, donations like the Red Cross and all these other funds.
Like
15%? They don't.
15%?
Bro, imagine if you can track what they're doing with their money.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be they'd freak out.
Yeah.
They
Everyone
wouldn't be
already
able
knows.
to fuck
Everyone already
people.
knows that.
Yeah.
And that's fact that
People wouldn't be
money
able to
gets
get 6 figures
Right.
because you're the manager or whatever, and you know what I'm saying? Like
You're the manager of the Salvation Army,
it's
making
not convenient.
100,000.
The Red Cross CEO is like a billionaire,
Right.
You know, but
so
then everyone else. Like,
for
where's
me,
that
like
money
the early birds, like Bosnia, Republic of Georgia,
Yep.
Salvador. I don't know if Bolivia is doing it. Brazil.
Brazil's getting interest in it.
So it would really benefit those type of people.
Yeah.
That they can actually have their own money in. They don't need a bank. 'Cause
Right.
the bank's gonna ask for this job. It's just too complicated for a lot of people to have.
Yeah. For the
And- but,
majority
I
of
mean,
population,
No,
I
it's
feel
not
like.
even about that. I mean, you gotta have an idea, whatever. It's about me saying, "Hey, Freddie, here goes my $200 for whatever reason," and I just go, and it's right there, and right away.
Yeah.
go? Or like Cash App and
Yeah.
I mean it's all
At
digital.
like pennies on the dollar. Instead
Or
of
no
paying
charge.
like a $3-4
charge.
fee every
$100
time.
like 75 cents.
Yeah.
Some places
Bro, if
don't
you have
charge
property in in another country and you want to send money, send it through Western Union and see how
much?
fucked you are.
Yeah.
You send $1,000 and te van a clavar for $50, $100.
Yeah.
off
Yep.
that.
When you could do well, you think
Bro,
about it.
they had $100 million Bitcoin transaction. It was $9. The
That's
fee was
insane.
$9.
Imagine going through
Come
a
on.
bank, how much that would be. That
You
would
know
be
how-
millions.
Imagine the
Oh,
bank looking at this like,
millions.
yo, fuck that. No
Yeah.
way. We're gonna let me fucking talk to the government.
Yep.
And that's
For
the
your own money.
That's the
Yeah.
expensive one. You
Yeah.
know, there are some cheaper ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have Lightning Network. You have Segway. You have
XRP
different
is very
stuff.
cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're complicated right now, but they'll get better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's silly. I always look at like Wreck-It Ralph. You know, it's like how the internet's a whole world. It really is. The second everything you're doing digital, you can do whatever you want. So if Amazon decided to have Bitcoin or some of that, next thing you know, you got transactions going everywhere.
Yeah.
Imagine if the malls and all the regular stores
Started taking it.
knew the power of internet services and internet sales. They would have shut that motherfucker down.
Oh
somehow.
yeah.
And we had internet since the 80s, and people still don't realize that power. You know, our biggest excuse is like, what if the internet shuts off? What are you going to do? Are you kidding me? How the fuck are you going to shut off the internet, bro? Bitcoin has satellites.
It's like
I mean, you got,
it's like,
I mean,
I used to remember a guy that when I was younger, he was older than me, and he used to shave his beard, whatever beard he had, and then he had
Patches.
he had hair on his cheeks,
Uh-huh.
on the top, all the way to the eyes, and he wouldn't shave that, and it was kind of fine. And I'm like, why don't you fucking shave that? It looks nasty. He like, oh man, what if I get sick and then they start growing like very, very, you know, like big,
Thicker?
instead of fine, like, you know, like peach. I'm like, motherfucker, if you were sick, you wouldn't give a shit about your hair, you know. Same thing with that, you know. It's like,
right. I mean,
there are some problems that overrule other problems.
Right.
You know,
100%.
like,
but people are like, oh, well, you need to install a node and it's complicated. Well, motherfucker, you need to install ATM in your store in order to swipe. It's basically the same thing. We're just going to replace it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing. But people
People are
There's a few
afraid of
gas stations that have
change.
Bitcoin.
that's a
People
big
are
thing, too.
afraid
Yeah,
of change.
That's a hard thing. For
People are afraid of rapid change.
imagine you're in
Rapid
the 1800s,
change.
you're in your room, and then, you know, you get scared. You're
Yeah.
not used to it. You don't want it.
Right.
It's the phone.
I got scared now. Shit. I was like,
You know what I mean?
People are gonna get scared. That shit's gonna be
we
great.
got neighbors. You
Chill
know?
out, bro.
Like at moment 53. Listen,
I was in the military. Chill. You can't be.
I get PTSD, bro. Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh,
yeah,
for
bro.
sure.
They were like, "Hey, that's too noisy. I don't want to hear
Right.
Yeah.
the phone."
Yeah.
So it's all.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it happens throughout history, right? but it's an eventuality at
Yeah.
the same time.
If people fight it and they're gonna lose, and it's a free market.
Yeah.
And
But do you think like it's more the powers to be that are fighting it more than anything else?
Absolutely, bro.
yeah,
So the better
Because they see
better-
the threat.
they
the
the
better-
see the threat in it.
accumulation.
Well, you
There's a lot
remember
of
the dollar is backed
crazy
by
shit.
faith, right?
the better the,
Yeah.
Yeah, is they're off gold. So
the more
what do
the
you-
more they think Bitcoin is bullshit, the better
The
for
better
people
for
that believe in it.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure.
Because once they realize it's a threat, then they're gonna
It's
try
fucked.
to shut
Yeah.
it
I mean, think about it.
They-
You
yeah,
know
they
how
would have
China
to
is
shut it off.
controlling. Bro, those people can't do shit out there, bro.
Yep.
Without an approval of
The
authority.
government. Yeah.
So for them to ban it, it should be every U.S. citizen, every country
Should
be like,
have
"Fuck,
crypto,
There's
yeah.
something right going on. here."
Right.
That's what I mean by the next revolution. When they start crumpling and crumpling, and people are like, "Why?" I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's no reasoning behind it. And then they see that they see the real truth, which is, we want you to be oppressed. We want you to be encapsulated in whatever corners we put you. That's when people are gonna go, fuck you. I'm dying.
Yep.
I'm not gonna leave this for my kids.
Right.
I'm dying for it.
Right.
Here's
Right.
like a mini devil's advocate. What if?
Oh,
what
man.
if? Yeah, right.
Oh, man.
Man.
There, we might have to
man.
edit this part. Let's find out.
Ba, 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 ba.
Here, one of them buttons.
Bruh.
Go ahead.
Some milk.
What if? What?
Okay, we're too loud.
You need a mic?
Loud. Y'all
No.
need to keep it down.
Kids are running like crazy. What if, devil advocate, right? What if doing something like what you were saying before, where it's like if you make a $600, payment, right?
Yeah.
What if that's almost like corralling cattle, right? You think about if you have a whole bunch of cattle, you need to have them go to a certain area. They make, little turns, and you gotta follow it, right? So now, if you're telling people, okay, if you have a $600, whatever, and we're gonna send it to the IRS, and you're gonna start seeing problems happen, because problems are gonna start
Right.
happening.
Yeah.
People are gonna start flipping their shit.
Yeah.
Guess where they're gonna want to go?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies.
Yeah,
So
and there's
now-
other cryptocurrencies that are more
Yeah.
more
'Cause what
silent,
if-
more Monero.
Because
Yeah.
what if Reformation all of a sudden, like, you know what? We can use Squarespace and people can use their, cryptocurrency to
Right.
do something, right?
Yeah.
Like how if I have a Robinhood debit card that has the money and you can just swipe it.
Cancel that, please.
Yeah, right? But that's the same mentality.
Ban
like,
Robin
what if-
Hood.
what
But
if they
I
decide to
get what
do
you're
that?
saying,
No,
but you
actually-
also don't
actually,
want to put your
let me-
keys.
let me-
You want
yeah,
your
yeah.
keys.
Yeah.
Let me say something about Robinhood. That a lot of people give shit to Robinhood.
Oh, no, bro. You got to get out now.
I tried Robinhood, Coinbase Pro.
Yeah.
I think we will not a lot, but I hate Coinbase. I hate Coinbase Pro because they don't give you the stats that you need to make money.
Yeah.
Like Robinhood, I can see my average cost. I can see the amount I spent.
True.
I can see the coins I have. I can see all in one.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, I spent $1,000 on this. My average cost was this. I'm making 20% on this. I'm selling, and I
Right.
may use 20% of my money, and then I start over. And on Coinbase, you don't get nothing. You don't.
That's
get,
true.
You don't even get how
Get
much
a
you
big
pay.
ass fee.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah,
dude.
I put
Coinbase,
1,000,
their
what the fuck,
fee is
100,
crazy.
Fuck out of
Their
here.
their fee is
Coinbase
crazy.
Fucking fraud.
Coinbase
They're
Pro is better.
fucking
sorry, man.
yeah.
I
And this
can't
episode is
stand them
sponsored by
motherfuckers.
Coinbase, by the way.
Seriously, Coinbase. is-
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah, their
think
fees
about
are
it.
ridiculous. Fuck
and I
that.
like-
but
I
you
like
know
how
what?
Robin
But you know
looks,
what? Speaking of that, I don't mind paying the fees if there is a venue for me to make money. So
Right.
if I don't mind paying taxes
Yeah.
because they're giving me the infrastructure to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. I don't mind paying Coinbase because they make it simple. And
Yeah,
usually,
super
you know,
simple.
But there is other options that
Yeah,
are
yeah,
out
yeah.
there that,
But I mean, for the people that don't know,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
if you're like a beginner,
Just
Coinbase
starting
is probably
Robinhood,
like your
yeah,
best
Robinhood,
bet.
Things
No,
like that.
Gemini-
No,
Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini's
Gemini.
good too.
Gemini is good because now you can
Because-
earn interest on your
Exactly.
coins.
Coinbase Pro is better on fees, like very little compared to Coinbase.
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't have anything. It just has the Bitcoin, BTC. It doesn't even say Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It doesn't say how much you pay for it. It just says how many coins you got
and what the cost
worth.
is. Yeah, what
It
the
doesn't
worth.
say, okay, right now it's worth 1,000. It's worth 1,000, but you pay 100, so you're making $200, and you have this many coins. So your average cost is
Just the
this is what
basics.
you pay, and Robinhood does that.
Yeah.
So if they bring in more coins, and they bring in the wallets,
Which they are.
Yeah.
I'll stay
Also-
with Robinhood.
It's true.
And then they have options.
Yes.
Very simple.
They do have
Well,
options.
you like those margins, right?
the margin.
Yeah,
That's
but-
dangerous.
I don't like
That's dangerous.
I don't
That's
like
dangerous.
Going
Dudes that
back-
commit suicide?
Going
Yeah.
back, I've never margined crypto.
Mine's
Like
off.
for me, crypto is what I want to buy, and I want it. It's not stocks. I do puts, calls, things like that, because I don't give a fuck about stocks.
Yeah.
But crypto, I want it.
Yeah.
Like I want
Accumulation
it. I want to
of-
move
of-
that shit into
It's
my
hard
ledger.
to sell. Fucking
Yeah.
crypto
To
is hard
me,
sell.
the only reason, well, there's several reasons. I look at technicality of exchanges. Coinbase, Brian, because he's a piece of shit. The only reason why I say that is because one, when SegWit was available, he's not fully Bitcoin supported. He's people need to understand that Bitcoin is pops, bro. Like Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's the most secure crypto out there. Like there's
Number
nothing
one.
more secure. Bro, I can have other shit coins and they have CEOs and all this bullshit unlocked. Bitcoin is decentralized. The inventor is gone. He's like, yo, it's the
Satoshi.
best thing. Charlie Lee tried to do the same thing with Litecoin, and he got a lot of shit for it because everybody knew who he was.
Right.
Cardano gets a lot of shit because he has a CEO,
Yeah.
and that CEO, he's super fucking cringe. The coin itself and
It's
what they can
solid.
do with smart contracts
Yeah.
and like what that blockchain itself does is amazing.
Solid,
it's awesome.
yeah.
It's really good. But then people always bring that up, like, oh, it's still controlled. There's a CEO, this and that. And to me, it should be decentralized. That's the
Yeah.
only reason why I got in it. And I respect Bitcoin a lot. And when exchanges are not with the technology of Bitcoin, like the only reason why Coinbase has high fees is because they're not SegWit. Okay, and they don't support Lightning Network. There's different exchanges that support that, and fees are almost nothing. When you send something to somebody and they have a node, it's fucking half a cent to $1, like nothing. So for me, Coinbase has always been. I look at technicalities of it, and they were very against SegWit and Lightning Network and things like that improved Bitcoin. Okay, so you don't want miners to have full control.
Right.
Like they're just workers, and they
You
get
want anybody to have
incentivized.
full control.
Yeah, they get incentivized.
Yeah.
But you also want nodes. You need a decentralized.
What's a node?
A
Sorry.
node is like is basically what approves the transactions, right? So if you own a node and you put it on the Lightning Network, you get a small percentage of a fee, and it's decentralized. It's not a centralized. No, like basically, let's say Solana, that is Ethereum's.
Yeah, I know
like,
maybe like a house in a neighborhood. That the neighbors say yes, no.
exactly.
So
Everybody
it's
has a
smaller.
vote. It's
Like
like,
an
a vote.
HOA
It's
kind
like
of
a-
thing.
Yeah, everybody has a vote.
So like
It's
when you do a
separate.
transaction, it has to go through like certain how many nodes that approve the transaction, and then you go, it's done, and then it's
Exactly.
encapsulated.
And that's something that I truly respect is the technicality of it. And I mean that's why and Gemini is the same. I mean all
I
these
never
exchanges
tried
are the same. A lot of exchanges are kind
Yeah,
of
Gemini's
like
good.
no, I want to keep getting that.
What do you
that
like about
big-ass
Gemini?
fee. They give a big APY. So.
What's that?
Like basically, if you stake
Like
a certain
interest,
coin, like let's say you
almost.
stake Litecoin or you stake Bitcoin or you stake their own coin, like Gemini coin, which is pegged to the dollar. So you won't have the benefit of, let's say Bitcoin goes up 30%. If you have a Gemini coin, it's gonna stay $1. But if you stake it with them, you get 8.05% a year. But they give weekly payouts. And then there's a lot of different coins in the DeFi world that I'm not 100% like DeFi. Fucking, I can't even think right now. The JPEG ones, NFTs and
The
stuff.
NFTs, yeah.
Like there's all these different blockchains that give you a bunch of different percentages, but it's too wild. It's like a wild west. And a lot of things it make, because you're an artist too, so NFTs, remember we talked about that long time ago.
I try to make that
And-
that Elon Musk one.
And if we would have gone in
with
there,
those NFTs is to know where to go,
exactly.
where to click, how to do it, and
Bro, some of the
and what
crazy.
you're
That shit is
minting
so crazy to me. It was like I saw.
There was a penguin that went for 1.3 million.
No, bro, there was one. It was literally like 3 lumps, and they were like. They look like rocks almost.
Oh yeah,
and
the
that
rocks.
shit went for like
rocks,
like
$3
$3 million.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. I can
why?
do this
Because-
on fucking.
But that's how they
Because-
wash money too. Like,
Yeah,
real
yeah.
art, like real
Bro,
art, bro.
I
come on,
saw
that's
a
fucking
video
fraud.
on that shit. I saw a
It's
video
fraud.
on that
It's a
like you know
different way.
it's like the rich people mentality, right? So it's like when you're making millions of dollars, it's like how do you fucking spend it? It's like
it's also
this shit right here is $3 million. He pays
Well,
for
that's
it.
what I'm saying. There is
It's also because-
blockchains that do that, and then all of a sudden the blockchain shuts off, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Like to me, it's like
fraud.
Yeah,
if
that's
somebody can
sketch.
shut down something,
That's sketch.
bro, I'm telling you, you can make a lot of money,
Yeah.
but to me personally, that's not the purpose of
Right.
It's the freedom.
it's not the purpose of the whole situation. It's just different things. There's smart contracts, things like that
So
are
where
important,
you-
where
where you-
finances move
What do
over.
you think? Where are the winners in 10 years?
Oh man.
Bitcoin, Ethereum,
Whoever
Litecoin,
has
and
a
because
lot
I
of
hold
water in the
Matic,
house.
I'm gonna say
And
Matic.
ammo.
No, but I mean, there's gonna.
I think it's Bitcoin to store your money.
Yeah.
Like if I had $200,000 available right now,
Yeah.
and I don't see no opportunities to make that money grow, I will go Bitcoin, whatever, 40,000 in 5 years is gonna
It's
be
the safest.
100,000.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
It's safe. I can
Yeah, it is
I
safe.
can go to anywhere in the world and I
Pull
just
it.
open up my wallet, cash in, open
Right.
a bank account, transfer $100,000, and then the rest stay safe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure. So in the long
especially
run,
in
Value, storage of value, Bitcoin.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not the fastest.
100%.
Because it's not the fastest.
No.
And it's not, like
It's better than a bank. That's
Like,
for damn
and,
sure.
you might not have $40,000 or whatever it's worth, but you just take your time
for smart
and do it.
contracts. Ethereum,
Ethereum, 100%.
Too is
Solana.
Mm.
Solana is coming right behind them. But I think Ethereum is still better.
I think it's
for sure.
Ethereum
It's
is
just
solid.
longevity and the history of it,
What about that
and the
Dogecoin?
liquidity.
Yeah, liquidity.
Why you can talk about
why
Dogecoin.
Ethereum? Because of the so Bitcoin for value, store value,
And then
when you have
staking with
and then
Ethereum and stuff.
Ethereum or Solana for smart contracts.
You can literally
There's
sell
nothing
a
better.
house.
Yeah,
without-
there's
nothing
better.
without a real
There's
Yeah.
nothing
Wow.
better than those two.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Honestly,
you
yeah.
make a contract and
And I told you guys a long time ago, like, you don't want to invest too. Well, you do. I mean, if you want to ape shit into a coin, it's cool, but don't hold it on too much. Like I always told you guys, look at the Bitcoin value, like the shit coin to Bitcoin value.
Mm-hmm.
Because with that, if it goes up, you're gonna gain more Bitcoin. Sell it for Bitcoin, and you make more Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And
The
I've always
Satoshis.
said that to you guys. I'm like, don't look at USD.
Right.
I'm like, look at
The Satoshis.
the Satoshis, the Sats. I always said that, and I still believe in that.
Yeah.
And my dumbass has stopped kind of believing that. I got more like, oh, I need fiat.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something people need to keep in mind. Like, the more Bitcoin
that's-
that you can accumulate is a safer bet.
But don't you
And
think now it would be like that we're transitioning into like the cryptocurrency realm, that cash or assets are going to become like commodities, like, like just attaining cash, just having liquid cash
I have
available.
no cash. I don't give a fuck.
No, I mean
about
I don't
cash.
either. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm just
Everything
saying.
everything
is
I'm just
somewhere.
saying realistically, just thinking about it, it's like because once things start becoming scarce, once things start becoming more rare to find, their value goes up. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, but
gonna be
cash-
interesting
cash
to
don't
see
go
how
up.
it plays out.
Cash don't go up because cash is the same than the dollar, and the dollar, its inflation is like
Oh yeah,
5%.
right now is ridiculous.
So if and it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those
Oh, yeah.
checks that they send out, give it a couple years, it's gonna be 10%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's when cryptocurrency is gonna really bring the value up.
Yeah.
But so Bitcoin for store value.
For sure.
If you
Yeah.
wanna have like a savings,
Mm-hmm.
put it on Bitcoin. Forget about it. 10 years from now, it's gonna be worth $1 million.
I was
Mhm.
If you wanna, then smart contracts is basically the next internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You can't really compare it. It's different. It's different for
but,
sure.
but like everybody's gonna move on to that to support being supported by the internet to validate the contracts.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like everything is gonna be done there instead of
Yeah.
you going to those places where you do the legal Zoom and shit like that.
Oh
You're
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
Smart contracts where you.
Yep.
that's true. Yeah.
I say, hey, my wife is the owner of all my money. It's there. Nobody can touch it. Nobody can fuck with it. It's as real as anything.
It's a
else.
digital
Right.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
digital
yeah,
contract.
yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody can fuck with it because it's crypto.
Right.
And then the third one is currency. What are you willing to spend for Cheetos? What are you
Right.
willing to spend for a ticket to the Atlanta?
You don't want to spend
Yeah.
your Bitcoin on
You're
that.
right. I don't
Yeah.
Hey, that's a big battle
that's
too.
why. That's
That's
why
a
you
big
have. That's why
battle.
you have the Doge coins of the
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
Hey, Doge.
Well, because
Yeah.
it's equal to the dollar,
Chill,
right?
Litecoin,
If that's-
Litecoin.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But it's right
Well,
now.
that's the goal. They always
They're
say.
trying to get to $1, blah, blah.
Right. Right. Right.
But the thing is that it has a big support, and people are willing to spend it. Like they're not
Yeah.
attached to it.
Right.
It's like,
Right. Right.
if I have, or if anybody has 2 million Doge, in their mind they have $2 million.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even
Literally.
if right now it's just worth 300,000.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
That's
Right.
true.
Because eventually they think they're gonna get there.
Yeah.
And then I think the only issue is why can I give you 1,000 Doge for a service without me being taxed? If it's like me saying, "Hey, I'll give you this microphone for you sucking my." No, I'm
Yeah. Or, yeah.
True,
I give you this
yeah.
microphone for whatever services.
Right.
When you sell it, then you pay your taxes. So if you sell higher, well, you pay your taxes, man, but you still make money. So I don't know how that works.
How the
You know what I mean?
tax? Yeah.
Because
That's
I'm willing
tricky.
to spend my Doge
Right. For a
if I'm not-
service.
if I'm not being taxed for it.
Yeah.
If the person that I pay you 10 Doge for a service, today's worth 20 cents. In 10 years, is worth $1. You made the.
Oh yeah,
80
you
cents.
made
Yeah.
you made the 80 cents profit.
Why am I gonna
Yeah.
pay for the
That- I can see that.
That's where the
Yeah, that's
issue is
interesting.
with people spending crypto is because
But-
you know,
But
and
I
that's
can
where
see-
they're
I can see
scared
it hitting a
because
cap, though.
like people are not gonna spend their fucking Bitcoin. You know, that's why they buy those shit coins
Yeah.
like Doge and all these other ones. And
To
it's like,
accumulate, yeah.
well, yeah, to accumulate, and you know, so it doesn't really hurt the pocket to like, you know, if it goes up like 20 cents, 30 cents, you're not gonna trip about it. To where if it's like, you know, fucking Bitcoin, if it goes up $1,000, $2,000.
But if you're a weak ass bitch and you want to sell off some China fucking FUD, get the fuck out of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like,
And then-
you know, it's
But the idea is.
it's a,
Oh,
but that's
wow,
where
my
they
voice
want to
got-
get. Yeah,
That was nasty.
yeah. But that's the idea of, I guess, Dogecoin to where they want to kind of level it out
Yeah,
at a
and
the
certain
thing-
price
Not
point.
not everyone
why,
can get a
why,
Bitcoin,
why,
right?
why will Doge be the currency?
Well, no, I'm just saying. I'm just
Well,
speaking in
because
general.
it's new.
The things we trade for beer,
Yeah.
for
Right,
this, for
right.
that, because the fees are very low, and with the new update, they're gonna be right now it's like one Doge per transaction or
Yeah.
whatever, something that I'm not sure of but with the new update, it's gonna be 0.01.
Mm.
So I can give you 100 Doge, and it costs me nothing.
Right.
And you get paid, and I get what I want, and then that's why it's currency.
Right. Yeah.
Everything else is more expensive. The only thing that is cheaper than Doge is XRP, but XRP is in trouble because they have a base which acts like a company.
Yep.
So it makes
They're
XRP
technically centralized.
But
centralized, and it makes it like a stock
Right.
instead of a currency.
Yeah.
Would you put money into Dodge then?
Yeah, I would.
Dogecoin?
I would.
Doge right now is to
Very
me
low.
not financial
Like you
advice.
personally,
Not financial
We are
advice.
not financial advisors, so don't do your own research.
But
that's good what he's saying, but also that's why you have layers in Bitcoin that will make it cheap for transactions. And I think eventually that might kill a lot of different shit coins. And I'm not saying Dogecoin's a shitcoin, LTC, because he's right. A lot of people they'll have
Accumulate
a lot of
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin
Yeah.
and they'll transfer it to Dogecoin and then transfer it because it's cheaper to transact Dogecoin, Litecoin.
Right,
Honestly,
right,
those
right.
two are the top ones that people
the only
use to transact.
difference between because Bitcoin, like Litecoin, it's a fork from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And Dogecoin is a fork from Litecoin.
Right.
It used to be
essentially-
Darkcoin.
Essentially, Dogecoin is Bitcoin.
Yeah, it is.
But with lower transaction fees, and the only downside is that it started as a joke.
Yeah.
Ain't no joke.
Literally.
It's a
joke to
copy
me.
of Bitcoin. No, it's true.
Ain't
It's
no
true.
joke to me.
Right.
It's true.
It wasn't a joke when it hit 75 cents.
But
That's like a
again,
girl telling me I'm pregnant.
but again, it's Dogecoin
It's
and
as
Litecoin is
safe
a
as-
faster
As
transactions.
safe as Bitcoin? Yeah.
No, it's not.
Why not?
Because
network?
the network. It can get attacked. You can get a 51%
Script?
attack on Dogecoin and Litecoin before you can get it on Bitcoin. Yeah, that's the only thing. They're
That's
faster
big.
transactions, but it's not as
It's
as
always
safe.
it's always gonna be a trade.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Faster
No, I get it.
or
Yeah.
more secure?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why I bring up Segwit, and that's why I bring up Litecoin. Lightning is layers on top of Bitcoin that provide that
The security,
and
right.
it provides that speed that other shitcoins have.
For transactions.
So
That makes sense.
that's something to think about. But I get it. I mean, I own
Right.
shitcoins and I own Bitcoin, and I know the deal. I mean, but eventually, like I said, bro, every shop you go has an ATM
Yeah.
connected to the internet. Eventually, it'll be a node connected, and you just deep, deep.
Yep. You use your phone and tap.
It's a slow thing.
You know, it's like iRobot. When Will Smith just took it, he just went like that.
Yeah.
and left, you know, and you're seeing it now. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you take a step back and look at society, they're getting you ready for that. You have Apple Pay, you have Samsung Pay.
Yeah.
It's easy for you to just tap your phone and go.
Right.
Which
You
that
leave
shit
your
comes in
you leave-
hella clutch when you
Like,
forget
leave
your wallet.
at home, right? That has cards you have to swipe. Like, oh, okay, let me double click my phone, tap, and you go. Now you'd be able to double click your phone. Let me go to my Bitcoin and tap
Right.
and go.
Yeah.
The
You know,
difference-
or your
the difference-
Robinhood.
The difference is Apple Pay is gonna charge the merchant by 3%.
Oh yeah, without a
tax.
doubt.
Bitcoin,
No,
Nothing.
nothing. Hardly,
way less.
you know?
Prime example, we were in Greece and they would not take MasterCard. Not MasterCard.
American Express.
American Express.
Yeah.
They don't take that shit anywhere.
Anywhere.
Mexico
because of
didn't
fees.
take-
Yeah.
Because the
Remember
place
with
got-
Yep.
Discover? The
So
Discover
that's
card in
another
Mexico.
thing. It could become where the shop might not have certain hardware to support Bitcoin, and
'Cause of
that's
their
where Dodge
fees.
comes in.
Right,
That's where
right.
Litecoin comes in because it's low fees.
Low fees, right?
Yeah. And it's simpler.
and then if you smart, you're gonna remember. Okay, I have 100,000. That's my savings. I'm gonna put on Bitcoin. I got another 50,000. I'm gonna put it on the second generation internet,
Yeah.
Ethereum or Solana.
Mm-hmm.
I got my everyday spending money that now everybody's
Right.
taking. I don't care if it's like the bank. Eventually I'm sure there's gonna be an insurance on Dogecoin.
Yeah, like
You
a
know,
FDA
if it gets hacked,
type shit.
Yeah.
it's fine.
Right.
It's safe. You know.
Or
up to-
FDIC.
Dude,
see.
with the Ethereum, they rolled back.
$200,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ethereum rolled back. I mean, that's a big, because they got hacked. Like one
Yeah.
time, I think it was like 2015.
Yeah, it was a
Ethereum
little
got
while
hacked,
back.
and
What did the hack do?
The blockchain. They hacked everything, and they rolled back
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So like people took money, or
yeah, double. It was
The
called
coins.
double spending,
to
and people criticize it, but bro, you had to do it.
yeah,
But it's fine now.
yeah, it's good
Look
to
at
go
it
now.
the
It's
floor.
solid.
Like people, it's a ¿cómo se llama esa mierda? Consensus.
Proof of stake.
consensus, yeah.
No, it's a proof of stake, but it's como
Consensus.
yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Everybody was okay with it, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, like everyone kind of voted, like you said.
Yeah, everybody voted.
Everyone
it was
in the
like a
neighborhood
thing.
was like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're good.
And that's what pisses me off. I see a lot of Bitcoiners are fucking assholes too. Like you need to. They're called Bitcoin maxis.
Maxi pads.
Yeah, maximalists.
Yeah, maximalists.
They're tribal, like a tribe, and they only believe in Bitcoin and shit like that. I don't believe it. It's you should have options.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I
you were
believe in
saying, you should
profit.
have you believe in profit and making money for sure, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
right now it's about making.
But I
profit.
think it's like everything, you know. You're always gonna have your fanatics for certain things. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't expect not to have those kind of people. So
yeah, for sure.
it's like whatever.
But
It's like you guys
Luis
drinking
was saying,
Reformation
it's
every
better to
time.
have it's better to have your money spread out, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, pick another beer,
So,
motherfucker.
yeah,
100,
like
yeah.
those three will be the ones that I will put, you know, like 30%, 30%, 30%, and then 10%. Everything else that might go crazy.
All these shit
You
coins
have-
that could boom.
Yeah.
Dude, Solana was like at $1, man.
How much is it now?
It's like 150. I'm gonna see.
150? No mames.
was
What the
$1.
fuck?
And it was $1, I think, last year or some shit like that.
I remember seeing it and it wasn't. God damn, no,
NFTs helped
$150
and shit like that.
Sheesh.
Like people also criticize NFTs, but
What do you think of NFTs?
It's because I don't.
Oh man,
I don't know.
NFTs
What are your
is a
thoughts
weird.
on
it's-
I don't
it's
have a
weird
strong
realm.
opinion, and I don't like to give opinions of shit I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing all these people spend like floor prices for this.
Mm-hmm.
So then the first people that did it, I think, was CryptoPunks was the first
Yeah.
one, and then like people didn't.
Well, the ones that
Dang.
sold
It was
for a
before their
lot.
time.
Yeah.
And then they started doing the rocks and the penguins, and they started doing all these different.
Random
I just don't get it, and
I don't
I don't know.
understand it. I guess it's
and
still.
they're done on.
It's a digital art.
They're
'cause you-
done
Yeah.
on Ethereum. They're done because if you want to purchase something, it's
But
Ethereum.
dude, that speaking
Or
of
Solana.
fucking money laundering, NFT could be that for the crypto realm. You know
So
what I
it's a
mean?
digital-
so it's like
digital
digital art.
Bro,
so
I can
you're
give you $1
fucking
million for that.
$1 million
and
for
I can
this.
hide my money $1 million
Yeah,
into that.
in
shit.
that. But they
So
also
you
have
literally
a
give
gap-
it to somebody for a service,
True.
so technically they're paying,
Yeah.
and you know they're fucking flushing it out.
The-
And-
But
It
I
is-
don't like to comment on something I really don't know,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
don't
that's
care for it, so I
crazy.
don't know.
They have
I
apps
should.
you can go to, and you can walk into it. If you have VR goggles, let's say, you can walk
Yeah, I
into
think
it.
we've
It's a
talked about
gallery
that.
of
Like,
like
dude,
all
right now,
NFTs.
like the market was, let's say, like 2 weeks from today, it's been tanking.
yeah.
But people who are trading NFTs, like they'll say floor price 0.03 Ethereum for something.
Yeah.
And then they resell it for 32 Ethereum.
Dude, it's nuts,
And
bro.
I-
People are making stupid
Stupid
guap
money
off
off that,
NFTs.
like, retarded money off
Yes.
that.
You know who's doing it?
And I don't
Marvel's
know.
making.
Bro,
NFTs.
everybody's making NFTs. Fucking, there's Canelo's got NFTs, bro.
But,
right.
but there, I mean, there's a lot of fraud. Like,
Yeah.
there's things that you're like,
What about copyright?
It's
weird.
just, yeah, it's weird.
I've been drinking too much to actually like sit down and like explain it, but it's
No, but like I'm
really-
saying, you know, you
weird.
have your.
But it's a
your-
market, bro. People
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
People are having fun. People are having a good time, wasting shit on JPEGs, bro. I don't know.
No, the only thing right now is because they're gonna be the first ones.
Yes.
So
It's something
And
new.
remember, if you believe in cryptocurrency, that means you believe in the ledgers. You believe
Right.
in is you cannot alter it. It's unalterable. You cannot alter. So the NFTs, non-fungible tokens, that means can't fuck with this on top of this. So
Yeah.
can't fuck with this on top of the crypto. So it's gonna be.
It's like a different market. I don't
Yeah,
know.
It is.
like
It's a,
that.
it's a,
It
it's
really
a,
is.
it's a, it's a
You
different.
cannot
Like I
fake
said,
it.
it's tanking, and that shit is like
You
selling.
you
It's
cannot
weird.
fake it.
yeah.
So because it's the
Because
first
it's
ones,
tied to a blockchain,
Yeah.
essentially.
because
You know what I
it's
mean?
the first ones, people are willing to pay because
Exactly.
in 20 years you're gonna be like, look, this
It's
was
like-
the first. This was the first shit.
It's like fucking Pokemon
Hey,
cards.
when
Yeah.
did you guys have that
You know what I
band
mean?
that was here? When
Like
was
that
Oh,
Charizard that was
Mucho
worth
Yeah,
$1 million.
Mucho Info. When
it
was that?
It was
Last year?
like
or this year?
months ago.
What?
No, it was a long time ago.
No, it was in
What?
the
Mucho
summertime
Info.
when Mucho Info was here.
They were here
Spring?
last
Spring?
No, it wasn't last
It had it either last year or spring.
It's probably like 5 months ago, easily.
No, more.
No,
Way.
it had to be. It was like the beginning of
And
the
we were
year.
¿Qué
just
pasó
talking
con
about
la, ¿qué pasó con la
Yeah.
producción de este pinche podcast? No hay cervezas, no hay.
Ya no hay, güey, ya
No,
se
you
acabaron.
gotta go get some more. We got wine.
I'm just
I
kidding.
think we have a shit ton of wine.
Bring the wine, bro.
I was-
I'll drink some wine.
I was fucking.
I'm gonna go get the wine.
Yeah, get some
Keep
wine
talking,
and some
keep talking.
yeah, for sure.
I'll be back.
Yeah, so we had a group, a reggaeton group. They're pretty good. Their
Yeah.
music's pretty good. And we just started
Shout
talking
out
about
Mucho
NFTs,
Info.
and I told them, I was like, man, I don't know much about NFTs. It looks
don't know
like,
at all.
I was like, it looks like fraud. I don't know. If we maybe invested during that time, right now we would have been
Oh, bro,
fucking
we would
millionaires.
have been sweet
Like
right
we would
now.
have, yeah. But I
We'd
was
have
like,
bought
you know,
one.
it's just something
The problem is how do you invest in it?
Exactly.
It's complicated. You gotta go to a place.
you had a you had to do a lot of
Meta-
shit.
Because
That-
most of
yeah.
those you have to buy with Ethereum.
Yeah,
I think
it's
if not all of them, it's all Ethereum, right?
Maybe
Well,
Solano,
So there are tokens, some tokens that you can use.
and then you bridge,
Like,
bro. It's
You gotta go Uniswap and then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
know But it's
It's a lot of work.
So I'm in a good crypto group from like I've been in that group for 5 years, and it's not like a bunch of fucking people. It's like 10 of us, and they're from Chicago. Most of them are from Chicago. Shout out Eric. And bro, they've been trying to teach me. I'm like, bro, I need to go to Chicago and sit with you, because they do unit swaps and they have APIs that are like 500%. And invest in Pancake and then convert it, bridge it to something. Like it seems
a
complicated,
process,
but if
yeah.
it's something that we sit down for a week, I
Right.
feel like you would understand.
Yeah.
It's like
And you would
options.
understand the
Yeah.
Like options. It's
exactly.
very complicated, and once you get it,
Once
it's
you
like,
get it,
Yeah.
it's easy.
Because
Yeah.
they're always talking about it, like, oh, do this, this, and this. I'm like, bro, fuck no. You need to be right in front of me. And they make videos.
Yeah.
And, dude, I love those dudes, man. And they'll make me. I'm like, I don't get it. Because we all share information and stuff
yeah.
like that. Like, we get in Reddit, 4chan, and all these
Yeah.
low-key forums and stuff, and we're always researching. And they're like, this is how you do it, but it's so different from seeing it to somebody
doing
actually
it,
doing it.
watching them do it. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I got into crypto because of my cousin. And, you know, I a little shady folks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know, bro.
$100.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, bro.
That's
You're
what
shady.
what
I
was
don't
it?
want to get into none of that.
The Silk Road. That's when Silk
they
Road
were-
was
bro, they
around.
told me that long. It took me a year after they told me. Now, if I would have invested when they invested, bro, I would have been
Sheesh.
pretty set, man. But
Yeah.
anyways, like, you gotta find a good group and like that share
Not really,
information
not really, 'cause
and
you're
stuff.
you're only set when you sell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Once
It's-
you convert a
that's-
fiat.
I had to learn that the hard way.
You only set when you settle. I like that.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
I like that. Yeah.
There's been times where your
I-
account is
hey.
like,
without going into details, I lost like $700,000 in 30 days.
Yeah.
So was I settle? No, because I didn't settle.
yeah, that's true, bro.
And it's very hard to control your emotions. Again, back to the brain and the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you say, okay, if I sell, I make this much. If I don't, I might make this much. And so that's, do I
Yeah.
sell or do I not?
And it's really hard, and people don't understand that.
And
A lot of
here's-
people don't
here's where the
understand that.
Mexican slang comes in. Más vale pájaro en mano que ciento volando.
And my mom, that's my mom's favorite fucking word.
You know what I'm
dude.
saying?
That's my mom's favorite word right there.
It's better whatever you have in your hand than whatever is available in the ether.
Yeah,
That's
for
true.
sure.
And so
Because you have it.
because it's there.
And it's a, bro, when you're euphoric,
but
bro.
then again, everything is a curve.
It
where you
is.
learn. I mean, you always fucked up, and then either you learn or you don't. And if you don't, it's a failure. If you learn, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
A lesson,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, if I had sold at 73 cents, good money.
Yeah, for sure.
But I know as soon as I've sold, I was gonna feel, oh, I have this much money, and I was gonna put it back in, thinking it's gonna go up,
Right.
and it keeps
Going down, yeah.
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
happened to
And I
me
would've
a
lost
bunch of
most of it.
times.
I would've
Most more
lost most
money.
of it.
Yeah.
So now I know, it's a swing. It's
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So next time I hit a good one, goes up, I'm not gonna get greedy. I'm gonna sell, and then I'm gonna sit on my ass. I'm
Yep.
gonna go to
Enjoy it.
testing for a couple months. No crypto,
Yeah.
no nothing. Wait for it to crash.
Yep. Come
And
back
then
up.
I have the cash. I have the, because if you have it, one of the mistakes, and all of this is not personal experience. It's things I learned from other people.
Yeah.
What big mistake is you think you have to always be invested all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have $100, everything has to be in there making money for you. No, you gotta have like
That's all my friends
you
think the
gotta have
same.
some
Like,
money
yeah.
to either do your average cost, bring it down. Like let's say you buy something, and then it goes down instead of up. It was going up, and then it was. You gotta have something
Something
Yeah.
to
buy
at the
in.
low, so that
Right.
you bring your average
Cost down. Right.
at least.
Yeah.
So you have to wait less time for it to actually be break even or be profitable. And
That makes sense. That makes a lot
Yeah,
of
so
sense.
the easiest part in crypto is investing low, but selling high is
Selling
the hardest thing because you're so euphoric.
Yeah.
You get that dopamine in your brain, bro, and you're just like,
He's just like, oh,
you're
it's
like, gonna
going.
keep
It's going. It's going.
And then it goes down. You're like, no, this ain't right. It's gonna go up
Right,
now.
right.
And then it keeps going down.
One more lesson that I got from that is, whatever, if you're not investing for the long term, like Bitcoin, if I go to Bitcoin, I'm thinking, don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Can go to 10,000. In 10 years, it's gonna be at 200,000.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's forgotten. But if it's a trading in the trading capacity, if you hit a good one, I will get 30 to 40% out at the top.
Yeah.
So if you invest 100,000, and then it goes 800,000, okay, take out 30%,
Mm-hmm.
250,000, leave the rest. You got your money's back.
Yep.
Plus 150.
Now you have more just in case.
And that money management is very. We make it sound like it's easy, but it's difficult.
It's hard.
because
It is hard as fuck.
I've been in that train where I'm like, holy shit, I got hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of dollars. Let me invest in this fucking shit. Everything just without even like,
Yeah.
just
Thinking-
invest.
Thinking
And
it's
then,
always going to
Yeah, exactly.
or if it goes down 15%, you're like, there's no way it's gonna go down. It's gonna go up, and then it goes down 30%. You're like, oh fuck, and then you're kind of stuck because you have.
And
but
that's
you're
where
still-
that's
you're
where
still in
the
profit, but you're
that's
like
where the
mentality,
greed
you're like,
comes
I'm
in.
losing.
And then
that's where the
here
greed
comes
comes
the
in.
other
You
part.
can't be greedy.
Exactly, bro.
Here
That's
comes the other
that
part I was talking
bullshit.
about. You go all the way in instead of going. Thank you. Instead of going 50%, like if you have 100,000 that you profit from whatever, and then you see a good coin, only put 40,000,
Yeah.
and then wait a couple weeks. If it goes down, then take another 20, bring the average cost down. Wait another
Yeah.
couple weeks, you still have 40. Bring it down, bring the average cost down. As soon as it goes up, you're gonna make a killing.
Mm-hmm.
If it goes up, then same thing again. Sell 30%, 40% profit. Recoup your investment.
Yep.
Let it ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's again, you need mental discipline for that.
Well, you need experience.
Experience too.
You need to lose a shit ton of money to make a lot of money.
Well,
Yeah, I don't want FBI to listen to our moves. But
Don't
that
listen
is
to
so
us though.
true,
This
man.
is just talk.
I mean,
But whatever you do, don't sell. Meaning, if you didn't sell high, don't sell low.
Don't sell low,
And
right?
this is
You
not
gotta tough it
financial.
out.
Because that's where you lose money.
Yeah, that's when you.
That's when
but
you
there's a
actually
lot of
lose
people
money.
That
They
invest
panic
too
sell.
They invest too much, and they need the money.
Right.
And they're just like, yeah, fuck, I don't want to lose this money, and they'll sell, and a week later, that shit's like up 30%.
Yeah.
Another one is taxes. If you.
Let's not talk about that.
But it's important.
It is
Yeah, it
important.
You
Yeah.
lose track of it. You start the year with 100,000. You make a couple trades. You make 30,000. To make that 30,000, you have to sell
Yeah.
the asset. So now you have on your cash balance, you have 130,000.
30,000, right?
But you gotta pay taxes on those 30,000,
Mhm.
and then you keep doing it. You end the end of the year comes, you have 200,000 because you made 100%.
100,000
You made 100% on your
on your
investment,
investment, yeah.
but you don't realize that every time you made a profit, to get to that 100%
Return.
come January 1st, you owe
Yeah.
15
Uncle
to
Sam's
40.
gonna be like, yo, bro, where my money at?
Hey,
So,
bitch, open
that's
it up.
fine. That's fine. Like I said, I don't mind paying taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
If
Yeah.
there was no infrastructure, there wouldn't be a way for us to
Yeah.
have internet and the
Yeah.
fucking iPhone and just
Yeah.
do it all
Yep,
with.
yep.
I mean,
Without-
Uncle Sam fucks us, but you have to. Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
don't
gotta
mind.
pay the
Lo de
man.
César es César, güey.
Yep, you gotta pay the man.
So comes January 1st, your investment is down, and you owe $30,000 in taxes. You're gonna sell low, and you're gonna lose more. So you gotta before like 4 or 5 months ago, you gotta be thinking, okay,
That's a smart move.
So what a lot of people do
That's a
literally
smart move.
is just invest low and just let it ride out because I think there's a certain percentage, there's a certain time frame where you'll get charged. I think it's like 30%
Yeah, but those
to
are-
like long term.
those are the people that have money.
Mm-hmm.
You say, okay, I have $300,000 in the bank. I'm gonna put 20,000 on Ethereum, 20,000 on Bitcoin, 20,000. I don't give a fuck. I still have
Right.
300,000. But if you're starting from the bottom with
Trying to
10,000,
trade and yeah.
you gotta trade, and you gotta keep track of those trades because come January 1st, you
Yeah.
owe taxes on all the gains. So if you double your money, you owe taxes. And if you get locked into a bad trade and it goes low, you're gonna sell losing a lot of money just to pay the fucking taxes, and you might even break even.
And you break even. Yep.
Damn.
That's 100% true.
Shit.
Well,
What happens if you don't pay those
going
taxes?
going back to what
You
you're
can
saying.
do an extension, but you gotta pay. At some point, you gotta pay.
Right.
Is it over a certain amount? What if somebody only did like say $5,000?
Anything. Remember the $600? Anything over $600, you have to report to the IRS.
Oh shit.
I mean,
That's
there's
the law.
yeah.
That's the law.
Well, I lost a lot of money on crypto this year, so
Shit, you
I
should
ain't worried
report it.
about
You
it.
get a tax break.
You know,
I ain't worried about
I
it.
don't know the specifics, but you can deduct that from your
From the
income.
tax, I've heard that. Yeah, I've
So
heard that
if
before.
you lost 10,000 and you made 60,000, you put that minus 10,000, so you only made
50,000,
Yeah.
right?
Insane.
yeah.
I wanted to, before we ended, I wanted, if you're okay, because I know that you own a restaurant, I would love for you to tell, the people who are listening where your restaurant's located, what you guys have, things like that. Like, let people know, like, kind of who you are, because technically you were part of this. So,
Yeah,
know.
sure.
Just Luna Maya in East West Connector in South Cove Drive in Smyrna. It's pretty good. I'm not there a lot, but the food is good and the margaritas are good. And
Hey,
Luna
margaritas.
Maya, right?
Luna Maya Mexican restaurant.
Luna Maya,
Maya.
guys, check it out.
Heck yeah. Tell them that ALV podcast sent you. ALV podcast.
And
All right.
we're out.
Well, let people know who you are if you would like to.
Luis Manuel Olivares.
Nice.
It was a pleasure. I didn't plan to speak.
Thank you
fun
for this
though, right?
impromptu
Nah, for real, man. Your
show
input
up.
really
Yeah,
helped,
you
and
That was dope.
you
It was
had
powerful.
some
It was
For
really
real.
you had
powerful.
some good
We
knowledge for
appreciate that
sure.
advice too, man.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for you know,
Thank you
just
for being
coming over
here, and
hanging out.
I had
yeah,
fun.
it was a good night.
This is how we do it unusual on a regular basis when we get the right structure going. But
Yeah, it was good.
thank you
On that
again for hanging out.
No, hell yeah. Thank you guys for inviting me, man. It was fun, as
For
always.
sure.
That's true.
You guys know how I am. I'm like invert, and like I'm like, you know what I mean?
He lets it out behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We
there
have to
you go.
blur his face out.
But yeah, guys, it was good to be back. So stay tuned for more episodes
Heck yeah.
for
Welcome
sure.
to season 3.
Season 3.
Season 3.
It's just the
We're
beginning.
back.
The maturity comes up every level.
Yes, sir.
Go follow us on Instagram at Podcast ALV.
And remember to listen to the podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
Heck yeah. ALVpodcast.com. That's where you need to go and
Check it out.
Yep. Go to YouTube. Subscribe. We'll see you later.
And we're going to
out.
get Grupo Firme next.
Yeah. Watch
For
out
sure,
that
for
one.
sure. We're out.
Peace.
Next time.